Hello, everyone. Welcome to the first episode of 2 Point Campus here on All That Gaming. I'm your host, Elias, and we are going to be starting this new Let's Play of a game that I've played around a little bit in the career mode on console on the Xbox Series S, but let's watch. This game is a pretty fun simulation game that offers a lot of difficulty, and it's scalable with the different options, and I just thought it would be a fun game to kind of start my Let's Play series. I like to play a variety of games, and this one just kind of has hooked me. It has a very interesting game loop that we'll discuss once we jump on into it, but this is kind of the campaign, and the campaign starts really kind of easing you into a lot of the processes. So these first episodes may be a little dull when it comes to design and some of the content, but I think, I'm going to try and give just a high level overview on some of the features and kind of get us started. So I'm going to do my best to read. I'm not the best reading out loud. I'm a person who prefers audiobooks, so reading out loud is definitely something I'm going to get used to, so bear with me. But welcome to Freshley Meadows, where life moves slowly and expectations are lowly. The 2 Point countryside is the perfect place to start your career. Learn the ropes, make mistakes, and hit the ground smiling. I love the positivity in these games because, yes, there's a difficulty factor, but at the end of the day, you are playing a game, and it's about having fun, making mistakes, and, just learning from kind of what does work and what doesn't work. We're going to kind of skip through some of these tutorials here. Most of my experience is, in fact, on console. Definitely been playing a lot on console, so I'm still kind of adjusting to, gotta get that bookworm there, the camera controls, so bear with me. I promise the motion sickness will go away. Just kind of look away from the camera if you can't, or from the screen if you can't handle the camera movements at the beginning, but I think later on we'll definitely be able to have a better user experience when it comes to the camera. So anyways, the way this game starts out, it gives you pretty small tasks, and each time you get more and more flexibility and freedom to design your campus how you want to. So at the very beginning, they want you to kind of just build the basic lab. And as you can see, I've already started the tutorial on this, so you'll see I have several different options that I can use. And I will have a few things unlocked, but I promise you I haven't done too much into this game. It's more just to learn the camera controls when it comes to the PC. So pretty much you'll just design your rooms however you want. You'll have these things up here called the prestige. The higher the prestige means the better the learning potential in some rooms, and the better your students, from what I can tell, feel about being there. You'll have things like posters and chairs and all kinds of things that you can kind of put up to improve the design aesthetic. But at the beginning, you're pretty much locked down. So I've just played about 30 minutes of the tutorial just to kind of remember what are some of the features that it kind of talks about and wants you to go through. I just see just improve the stream a little bit. One thing you'll learn is that you always want to put plants and hand sanitizer in the room just to make sure that the room's attractive and clean. Hygiene is very, very important. So this is kind of just the basic kind of science room. I'm going to go ahead and give them a couple of those chemistry racks there just to kind of boost the prestige up a little bit. I am obsessed with these large windows, so you'll all have to bear with me because I'm going to put them all over the place. Because I think just from a school perspective, it's really cool kind of to be able to look inside the classes. Of course, we're going to have to hire a teacher. The teachers here, you want to look at the references. The reference will kind of describe their personality, kind of the positive traits and sometimes the negative traits. So in Miss or Mr. Could be an NB, so don't want to discriminate. So Jacinta Pyramid, I wish they had their pronouns off to the side. They're a teacher, and it's going to cost us $4,200 a month. So it's important to kind of know how much your teachers cost you, and kind of from a balancing your financial kind of resources. So that's pretty much our option right now. So we'll throw them in there. Now that we have our course built, we're going to have to start the year before we can unlock new things. Let's kind of talk about the user interface, because I think from a gaming perspective, Two Point Campus really does a great job at having a nice design menu options in the way you access your screens. Of course, in the beginning, you're going to have these little tutorials kind of reference what you need to be focused on and what's kind of happening. I'm going to pause it because I want to kind of meet some of our students, but real quick, you have your option to build your items or build your rooms. You can also set templates if you like your room design that you think is going to be a room that you want to kind of copy over to your next campuses. You can save those templates. You can kind of just sort through different features and filters options. As you can see, we're going to be able to build some dorms, some student lounges, the bathroom, shower rooms. You also have your landscaping items, which can go outside. So if you see this tree, that kind of means exterior items. This screen right here allows you to look at your teachers. Your teachers, once you get further into the game, you'll unlock personal assistants and janitors. And so these are going to be how you fill some other roles in your school, like the librarian. And I'm going to pick up a janitor. I like kind of having a cheap janitor, just because, especially in the early game, there's not much, really you have to micromanage until you get kind of in the later game. But I know we're going to have at least 5 employees. So let's take a look here. So we'll have 2 janitors. And then we are going to have to build a library. So I don't want this to kind of be too much focused on a tutorial. I think there's a lot of amazing YouTubers out there that are making great tutorials on this. I really like Party Elite. He does a great job of really explaining everything, and he kind of matches my play style where I'm not looking to min-max. I'm thinking in kind of the realms of reality, or at least kind of as close to it as I can to still kind of be successful at the game. But I'm not going to be the one that's really going to say, okay, this room has to be a 5x4 design, and I'm going to put 4 copies of the projector in there, make sure I get plus 10% learning. Like, that's not, I'm looking to kind of relax and have fun in this game. And I think that's just a nice avenue for me to kind of just show my personality a little bit and why I think, you might like a channel like this. Real quick, if you are to this point, please give me a like, comment down below, subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to build and learn and kind of grow and form a community that kind of, doesn't want a lot of negativity in their life when it comes to their streamers. I'm kind of a calm person, and I hope you kind of sense that trait about myself throughout these Let's Plays. So we do have our librarian. You'll see I'll have us pretty much go back to the menu. You also have your course management. We'll kind of talk about it a little bit more. You can also have your timeline, which is great to monitor your events. And you can have, over here real quick, you can pause or control the speed of your game. So I'm going ahead, since it's the beginning level, letting the tutorial kind of play out. But here you can set different events throughout the year, and you'll pay attention, especially when you have like classes about to begin. You may want to plan a party so your students are a little bit more energized and ready to learn. And so there's a lot of fun aspects of the game that allow you to really build a school how you want. I'm going to go ahead, just for the fun of it, since I have a lot of money right now, let's just hire another teacher. I really enjoy some of the graphics in this game and how toony they are. It makes it look deceptively easy, but once you get unlocking all the features, you really start seeing kind of how difficult this game can be. I love the little vampires. This is Wolfric Halfmoon, and he is bubbling business. If you look at his traits, it's kind of funny. He has a dark aura, which means he doesn't need the toilet as often, and he has an iron bladder as well, which the dark aura means that He bestows happiness on others. So he's a great student. I'm glad we have this diversity here. A positive half moon werewolf looking vampire goth. We love the diversity, and just loving how their personalities are going to interact with each other. And just learning that there are things like energy, and we just now got to the point where we can design our own bedroom or the dormitory rooms, and you can take a little different approaches. I've seen some people want to do smaller dorms with less beds, and I've seen the people who want the massive 10 by 10 dorm that gets a plus 15 prestige. And I think it's just, for me, I just kind of look at the campus and kind of what I'm in the mood for. Like I said, I'm okay with making mistakes. So what is it from the Magic School Bus? Get messy, make mistakes, and that's how you kind of learn. And so I'm okay with, setting something up and it not working out and starting over. Because, I learned a way not to do it, so let's look at a way to do it. So I'll experiment with different builds and just kind of design what I think will work and adjust when I need to adjust. What's everyone's college experience like? My college experience was different, I think, than most people. I went to art school starting out and tried to study oil painting, which was a lot of fun. But, once you kind of get out with a degree in art, you don't necessarily have a lot of opportunities. And being a starving artist wasn't really something I was looking forward to doing for a long time. And so I kind of went back to school and got a degree in business, and I got my master's degree, and both of those were online and through accelerated programs. So I kind of had 2 years at a art school that was more of a traditional experience, and then kind of crammed through a bachelor's degree in business and a master's in science within about 3.5 years. So I didn't have a lot of free time or sleep then. And now here I am playing video games on the internet. So you never know where life will take you. That's part of the fun things about it, the mystery. This is going to be a creepy bedroom with a lot of those open windows just for the people who want to look in. So as you can see, we've put just 2 beds in so far, and we're already at a 5-stage prestige, and throwing some plants in there. So you can really, just by adding just the minimum and having a large room, get a pretty high prestige. So usually I kind of want to look and see and conserve a little bit more of my money. I'm spending a lot of money right away, but I know this is a tutorial, and they really have the kids' gloves on, so I can be a little kind of less frugal with my money. But I am going to put a lot of beds in, and you can usually kind of the rule of thumb I've pretty much observed is it's 3 beds of each kind before you'll start seeing a lot of diminishing return on your prestige. So you can have multiple beds and still get the maximum prestige out of it. But the more you add of the same bed type, the less prestige you'll get. So you just kind of want to keep in mind how many items of the same type are you adding. But, not really spending a lot of time because I'm trying to get through these tutorials pretty quickly. Once we get to the next campus, which is, I think, a cooking school, and there's the robotics school, and then I kind of stopped after that. I tried a little bit of the athletic school and thought, this would be a great game I'd have a lot of fun streaming and talking about. So decided to pivot to be more of decide to pivot and not lose my experience, or not lose my first time at some of these challenges, and being able to work that out through stream. We're so close to another level. I'm gonna throw another poster down, and I might go ahead. I know this doesn't make sense in the real world, and I know this is an upcoming challenge, but I thought it was funny to put the romantic encounter or the entanglement, I think it's called, bed. I think it's funny just to stick it in the middle for anybody can access it who needs it, I guess. Each bed represents 5 students, so this is definitely overkill for the first dormitory, but what's nice about when you have these nice big rooms with the high prestige, you're not only improving your campus, but dormitories you actually get rent. So the better design and the more students you have, the more rent I guess you get. So it's a great way to kind of balance out and add some additional income to some of your expenses. And then the bathrooms. Now the bathrooms are something that I either build way too many or not enough. I kind of like the idea of having a smaller bathroom. And then I've never tried this, but I think I'm going to do 2 doors. I think just playing around with some of the designs are going to be what keeps this game fresh. And I think spending so much time just on min-maxing is going to kind of just rush the game. So I definitely want to take advantage of kind of the design elements and, put myself in a position where, hey, if I could design a school with virtually unlimited budget, what would that look like? What's really nice is the level of customization. So if I wanted to, I can set this bathroom just to be for teachers, like a staff bathroom, or just a student bathroom. And I think you can set it for genders, like specific genders, just whatever you want the bathroom to be for. And I think that level of customization is real nice. And what really gives this game some more unique elements than some other simulators you could play. I've definitely really enjoyed the improvements. I played a little bit of 2 Point Campus just to get kind of familiar with this game, and they've really took a lot of my what I would consider complaints and improved upon them. So especially I like the teaching aspect. I think that's a nice design element that they improved. So we'll talk about that once we get the opportunity. Still getting used to the camera controls, so it may take me a little more time to design and place, but I'm not spending too much time, just raising the prestige a little bit. But I think that's a nice little kind of design, and now it wants me to add some food. I don't want to put too much food by the bathroom here, and I kind of like this idea of having a little courtyard. Sorry, I'm still getting used to it, so bear with me, y'all. I apologize for any motion sickness, that is for sure. So every time you add food and you'll see your campus level go up, the more amenities you have. And I also like to have this rule. You'll hear me probably repeat it often, but whenever you add one hand sanitizer, you always want to add another. I feel like you can never, ever have enough hand sanitizer because, I don't know, maybe I'm not training enough janitors in maintenance. I always seem to not have very good hygiene without having an army of janitors. So that's something I'm hoping in this Let's Play that I'll be able to figure out. But we definitely want to give our students some place to sit down and just relax. I think it's important for building relationships, and what's college about if not to meet new people and make new relationships and network. So let's give them enough resources where no matter what you're looking for, you'll have options, because we want definitely a super diverse college. Different identities, different personalities, and different attitudes. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play so that our students can kind of start kind of living their life. We are spending a little extra on our staff wages, but that's just because I know that literally after this, I think we'll have to build a staff room, and that's when they're going to want us to have this many. In fact, I may even get started while that's playing out. Oh, this dude looks sad. Let's see. Oh, he's sleeping. So yeah, as you can see, this dorm room, we have, a lot of different students. We have clowns, we have male, female, probably some NBs in there. So, it's just awesome. Everyone's enjoying each other. They're needing to use the bathroom, so maybe when that person wakes up, they'll, make their way there. We have some Tessa Mania. That's an interesting name. She has a C in Scientography, so hopefully she kind of goes back and studies a little more, especially now that she's idle. We'll be able to unlock like private tutoring rooms, and that's when I can kind of be a little brutal and just go through and just send everyone to tutoring because I want my my grade level, which right now we're a C. You always want that to be a little higher because at the end of the year you can unlock different rewards for it. But we'll see. We might go ahead while the year's playing out. Let's build them a shower room, and I kind of always like attaching my shower rooms near a bathroom. I think both because of if you're thinking about building an actual school, your plumbing's something to consider. So probably something you'd see in kind of that type of environment. So because the more you go away from your pipes, the more expensive it can be. So schools are are all about cutting costs. So I'm always going to put a hand sanitizer down. Where are my towels? Yeah, let's add some towels. Put towels on this wall. Maybe I'll zoom in a little bit. Up too far. So put a couple towels here. And like I said, I'm not spending too much time on making sure the design is perfect. We're not going to hopefully spend a lot of time in this. Campus, I'm going to move on as fast as possible. I think from a episode standpoint, we'll probably have a year per episode, just depending on how long it takes us and how much time I spend designing. Let's see. Somebody wants a library, so we're going to confirm our shower. I'm going to go ahead and pause it so that we can kind of build a library. Now, kind of like the bathroom situation, me and libraries, we don't always get along. I'm a huge bookworm. I don't know if you guys are. So I always want, what would my dream library be? And this design, I want to make sure we have all the books that the students need, plenty of computer rooms, plenty of time for quiet setting versus your more social aspect. A lot of times I can kind of go overboard when it comes to my library building. So I spend way too much money and it never really pays off. I think that's a personal problem I'm willing to kind of work around when it comes to this. So just putting in some different elements here, and I always try to do an open window on the outside because I think that's something that if you're going to a school, you want to be able to look and see how cool their library is. And for the people who aren't crazy students, they want to know at least where the library is for that 1 or 2 times they need to actually go there to complete a paper. You don't want to put too many windows in just because you can't put anything on the wall in that area, and so you're kind of taking away kind of your square footage to add posters and artwork on the wall. But it's the first level, so if you're not gonna go crazy in designs on the first level, then when are you? I've seen some screenshots of people having like millions of dollars, and I'm just like, I am not to that skill point yet. So hopefully by the end of these let's plays, I'll kind of at least have some success in $1 million school, because usually I'm taking out those loans, and I'm pretty OCD when it comes to my loans. So I'm always like, okay, should I refinance now to kind of give me a boost in some income? So I think if you can learn anything from me from these Let's Plays, it's going to be the ability to micromanage your loans and when you should refinance and not, because that's an area of mine that I have a lot of experience in, just kind of when to take loans out. So, all right. So, as you can see, our library is looking pretty nice. We have a nice little computer area here. We got the bulletin board, and that kind of, I don't mind adding multiples of things like the bulletin board, just because it, in real life, I would think you would see two of the same thing next to each other, because people don't look for that. They'll have that much, places to be creative. Might even add a few more. I kind of want to get a 10-star library. So we have the room, so we'll add a couple more desks and then get some more library books in here. One thing you do need to kind of consider when you're designing your rooms is kind of the flow of patterns. These students are going to have kind of a walking pattern, and so your objects that they're probably going to hit first are probably also in the kind of beginning of the years are going to be your more busy objects, because you're going to start adding each year more students. So you want to make sure, like the bookshelves, everyone's going to need access to the bookshelves. So you may put multiple bookshelves with room so that the people standing there, sometimes they'll line up and it'll create kind of a little traffic jam. So I'm hopefully looking to avoid some of that. And I'm not 100% sure if it really impacts the game too much, but I just, those are things I consider because I want my rooms to kind of look nice. Always want to put some plants down. May have some other posters here. I'll do one of these back here. So that's kind of like the food, probably like the area you'd go for your cooking books once we unlock the. Oh, we're so close to 10. Do we need any more desks? I think we're good on desks, but we could add some more. And I am not OCD when it comes to a lot of my, lining up. I'll try to make it as close as I can, but, if you're one of those people who expects everything to be perfectly aligned, this might be an audio only type YouTube. Oh, we're so close. Let's add another yellow. Blue, red. Oh, see, even though I have multiple chairs, you see I'm getting very little return. Maybe we'll add some more windows. I don't think I have this type of window. And you can probably let's give that to more. Oh well, we're gonna have a window on the outside of that bookshelf. And then we're gonna go ahead. I already bought the person, so we're gonna take a look. Nelly Tingle likes is going through fresh air, and their traits are rapid, so they move 20%. So let's pick them up and give them a purpose, and hopefully we'll see some happiness increase, because everyone's happy when they have a purpose, and we want that for our little 2-point people. All right, so I think we can go ahead and hit play.
Hi, I'm Jumbo McNally, and at Jumbo University, every instructor is handpicked by someone that was handpicked by someone that I handpicked. That's the Jumbo Touch. Jumbo University, be your biggest self.
Sorry about not talking there. I kind of like the little radio commercials. I think it's so interesting. I don't know if anyone's noticed by watching other content creators or by playing the game yourself, but do you randomly hear announcements like that they just recycled from 2-Point Hospital and they don't belong in the game at all? I think there's one where they're always like paging the doctor to the hospital. I'm like, this is a campus. It's a school. I'm not a med school yet. So hopefully now that we have a library and a shower, and I may go ahead while we're waiting for the year to play out, I'd give them some more food options. I think you'd see some food. Let's cover our window. That's to a bookshelf back with the soda machine. Give them some food. I always think you see these types of chairs in every single campus. And we're going to give them a little kind of, maybe they want to sit and eat their snacks there. Give them a plant. Yeah. And I really like when you unlock the little chef dude. I like putting him out all over the place as well. And we'll put one of you here. One there. In this case, the shower is full. Let's give him a place to sit down. Give them water, another water cooler over here. What I've learned definitely is that they don't like to move very far to fulfill a need. So I try to give them options of what they could need close by, and trash can. And if you're going to have food or water, I always like to overdo it on the hand sanitizer. I'll probably be a little bit more picky about where I put them at. And I don't know about y'all, but living in a new normal, I am addicted to hand sanitizer. So we'll just let me fulfill that addiction reality via 2-Point Campus as well. So one thing that you may notice is people standing around in areas. Hang on. So I think this is a great infographic, and what I really like about 2-Point Campus when you're first learning it is they really thought about how to teach the game and the aspects of the game, and this is a great introduction. We really want to educate our students, provide them a place to make friends and like clubs to nurture them, and then just look to grow and expand with new rooms. That's a great infographic. But what I was saying is, see how this guy is just over here on his own, just standing there. He's happy, but he doesn't have the best grade. Oh man, is that our wolf? It is our wolf for Cab Moon. So he's our positive guy. So we want to make sure he's positive. So if this is a place that he's going to stand around, I'm going to give him some amenities. So we're going to give him some burp, some cheesy puff goblin things. We're going to give him a water cooler out here. You never know, a long day in the science room, you may want some water. Give them a couple picnic student union type tables. Gotta give them some trash cans so they don't litter. It's so funny when they do litter, you can actually pull up your students and it will actually tell you they're littering. So whenever I see that, they are immediately sent to private tutoring, no matter how, unless they have like an A+. I do not play around with littering in my campuses. Gonna add a little more windows, just to kind of an OCD fix that, and let it play out a little bit more. So we have some things in our inbox. Tells you what an inbox is. Each month you get a report on your income. I usually don't pay attention to this too much as long as I'm making money and my staff wages are down. So right now I have kind of an overview on that, and somebody wants a student lounge, so we'll build that too. But first, I'm going to show you all what it's like to fire someone. So we have an extra janitor and an extra teacher. So I'm Mr. Leroy Noyes, who is gross. I'm sorry, you're too gross for my campus. And then they always give you a warning after you hit the trash can button. That's how you fire them. You're putting them in the trash. They're literally garbage. But if there's anything relatively easy I can do to make you reconsider, maybe you're like, maybe you like this pin. Actually, this is my last pin. Better not. So we weren't even worth this dude's like 30-cent dollar, like to $1 pin that he got in probably some promotional giveaway at the school. So we're gonna fire him. We don't need it. I'm okay with our staff right now, but we may look at adding somebody else. But first, let's look at our student union. Let's see, making sure there's nothing else I want to add first. All right, let's take a look. Student lounge. Yeah, sorry, not student union, student lounge. I get those confused too much. For as many, probably a couple hours as I have in this game, I still get those confused. Normally, I'd kind of want to stick it over here. We also probably want a staff room too, yeah. So I am going to pause it. We're getting close to the end of the year, and I want to make sure I fulfill some of these objectives real quick. So we're going to put in a student lounge and a room for our teachers. And I think let's put the student lounge over here. It's not going to be a very big one. I don't usually like to make smaller hallways just because it can clog traffic if people are kind of going in and out. But I don't think too many people are going to be using the shower all at once. And then since our bathroom has an in and an out, and you can access it from both of these sides to kind of hit both of those areas, I think we can go ahead and, oops, let's get back over here. And I think we can go ahead and do a small one here with single hallway. As you see, the student lounge can be a small room, and right now I think we're definitely going to take advantage of it. Now, let's see what kind of items we can add in here. Definitely want a blue couch. I think if there's a blue couch, I'm probably going to want to sit in it, and maybe even a green chair. Yeah. And if you're going to have a chair and a couch, you probably should have a lamp. And I think that in a little student lounge area, a couch, a chair, and a lamp, that fulfills most of the needs. Let's give them kind of a food nutritional chart. Maybe that's like, I like to kind of role play scenario wise that could be like telling them what's on their menu. I don't know. And then some posters. It's a science college after all, so they're gonna like stuff like that. The fridge, from what I've heard, is kind of OP. It allows students to not only fulfill a drink need, but right after that a food need, or vice versa, versus the student having to go to like another area. Like say they go to the microwave for their food need, they would still have to go to like a vending machine or a water machine to fulfill their drink need, but they can just go to the fridge instead and kind of get those both taken care of at once. So I thought that's a fun little mechanic that could really help you out. But just nothing too. I wish I could put that plant there. We need to move the. Yeah, let's put this in the corner. Yeah, I think a plant belongs there. Then maybe we can see if we can add the trash can. Nope. Gotta be able to water the plant. Can't reach over our trash can and move it. That's too much work. There's probably some employees like that. Let's give them cheesy goblins. Maybe they want to warm that up in the microwave. If you want to make sure you get your hand sanitizer, and I think a 4 Prestige is pretty good. Maybe they have an iHeart 2-point campus there. And actually, let's move you. Can we move you behind the microwave? Can. And let's see if we can fit a dartboard in here. I'd rather have a dartboard than the vending machine. We can put you on the outside. Give them some entertainment. That's pretty necessary in college. hand sanitizer, maybe? No, yeah, we'll give them 2 right next to each other. If you don't get the first one, there's one on the second one. Can we fit another poster there? Oh, we're so close on a 5 prestige. Nope, the room's not big enough, so that's okay. We'll stick with the 4. Unless we can fit one more poster. If we can fit one more poster, we'll be all good. All right, and I'm being too lazy and not wanting to rotate the camera to see. Yeah, we have plenty of room back here. Give him another science poster. Oh, looks like we'll have one on the outside too. Somebody's spamming posters at this campus. So we want to go ahead and add a staff room as well. So make sure to confirm that. We'll come over here and we'll add a little staff room. I promise I'll get the hang of these menus. I'm used to button pressing on the on my console. This is a decent game on the console for this style of game. I couldn't imagine playing like a pretty heavy duty simulator on a console, but they did a really good job, I think, with the controls. The only thing that really started feeling a little monotonous is when you were trying to access like these menus. Cancel that, but when you're accessing like your course management or your timetable, that could get a little kind of frustrating. Just because there's a lot of button pressing, but other than that, I think from a design standpoint and being able to kind of see kind of a lot of the same elements of managing your campus, they did a great job. Yeah, so if you're kind of playing this game on the Xbox Series X or S, or what's your experience been like? Has it been easy? Have you found the game difficult? I think it's definitely a kind of hit or miss game for people. Just because when I explain to like colleagues at my day job or even my relatives trying to say, yeah, it's a game where you kind of manage a campus, they look at me like I'm crazy. Like, who would want to spend time doing that? And then I always make it even more awkward because I'm like, if you think that sounds boring, I am obsessed with Power Wash Simulator, where it's literally just power washing sub clean. And then I look at then they look at me like and pretty much give me the look that says go touch grass, like spending way too much time on the internet. Yeah, that's good enough. We're gonna get moving on this. Let's hire somebody else. I want to add a little cooking room soon, so we're gonna kind of, I don't know if it'll let me right now. Maybe I need to unlock it. So we're looking at for one of the food vendor room. I don't know what menu it would be at. I'm sure chat, you're probably gonna be like, it's like know exactly where to go for it. Maybe I haven't unlocked them yet, because I could have sworn you just get them here. Let's go to the food. Yeah, haven't unlocked them yet, so we're just gonna let it play out. We're just gonna complete 2 assignments.
So much so that I took advantage of
eventually you'll be able to add like medical rooms, training rooms.
When I returned from a walk, I was stunned.
Yeah, you really get a wide variety. I've had a lot of fun building the gyms. I feel like the gyms are some of the most kind of cool items you can add to the rooms.
You've got to ask yourself, had I really been staying here? Indeed.
So we just have a few different goals. We need to fulfill some personal goals, which is usually you have to unlock items with your kudosh, which is your secondary form of money. If this was like a pay-to-win game, you'd probably have to buy those with real money. You get like 10 kudos an hour. But luckily, the developers at 2 Point, they appreciate good gameplay. So there's one of our vampires. Let's see how he's doing. Yeah, he looks a little happier. His grade's up. He's having fun in the student lounge with who's this? Randy. Oh, looks like he's made a friend with Randy. So hopefully Randy and Wolfric, right? Yeah, hopefully they become good friends. And then we have Willow. Willow's accomplished, kind of just hanging out. Yeah, see, it's kind of fun watching them use the items and having that control over their kind of their activities. Yeah, so we're just waiting on them to make friends. We have a lot of places for them to sit down, but we may look at adding. I like this trumpet and this car booth. I think those things really help them be friends faster, I guess. I mean, plus, who wouldn't want to go to a school with a giant car booth and just in the middle of the entrance? Yeah, let's go ahead and move that over here, I think. We'll make it just, we'll put it way over here in the back corner. This can be like the transition out of friend zone area. 100 kudos for that. We'll maybe give them some video games, you know. As you can see, some of these items cost a lot of money. Like this video game arcade counter or video game arcade system, it's like $3,500 each. So as much as I would like to just actually build them an arcade room, my income is limited right now. So maybe once I become like a slum college lord and start charging them max for their tuition like a normal college, let's go ahead and we're going to fire our poor Boris. And we are going to hire us an extra janitor literally just to pull weeds in the rain. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. So let's see if we can find some weeds to assign him. And we'll just set you out here and hopefully you find one. Yeah, but so we'll hopefully be able to expand in the next kind of episodes, but we're approaching the end and we're just kind of waiting on them to make friends. We have a kind of a entanglement bed in their dorm room. We have the chairs over here in the back area with the arcade cabinets. If I can get out of some of these menus, so we have this kind of fun, nice area to meet and be friends. Let's add some trash cans.
One man's casual volleyball is another's world-shattering epiphany. The people of
All right.
have been crusting and dusting.
Congratulations, you finished the academic year. Let's head to the end of year rewards to celebrate and see how we did. So, oh wow, it just takes you right to it. Let's see if we got any rewards here. We had 10 students that are continuing, and their average results are an 87%. 100% are passing. And we have Allback Gaming Campus, average grade an A. Got 10 kudos and $5,000 for that reward. Pretty attractive campus as well. So, got several different awards. So we're off to a good start, it looks like, for our first year. So I think we're going to go ahead and put a cut in the video here. If y'all have enjoyed your time at the Allback Gaming Campus, I've been your host, Elias. Please let me know down in the comments anything you recommend me improving on this campus. Any games you'd like to see me play as well as this. We're looking to add a variety of different games, some MMOs, some independent games. So if there's one you'd like to see me play, just put a comment down below. Otherwise, like, subscribe. You guys know what to do, or y'all know what to do. So I appreciate you watching my video.